Fuck it, I entertain and play along. They claim they the best in the game when I'm the system that they play it on. They copy me, but my pattern is far beyond strange. I sit back and watch my clones play like LeBron James. See, I'm the illest that's walking under the firmament. A pat on the back from me will leave a pumper that's permanent. They pointed and laughed when cautious wasn't doing well. I needed that. First you learn, then you remove the L. Soon after that, you can't be stopped. Get up and go and get it. You gotta activate your hustle if you want specifics. It's no denying me, my flow's terrific. All these candy bars being produced, I guess that may be the golden ticket. My whole life, good and evil, been playing tug of war, but still I remain flyer than Marty McFly's hoverboard. Don't trust the soul, too many stabs in the back. They sleeping on me now, it's time to wake them up from their nap. It's a difference between confusion and undeniable rap. That's why fake they listen and don't know how to act back. Sonic boom, I'm light speeding, trust the haters like scheming. Switch up from good to bad to gremlin type like they night feeding. Rhyming till my teeth broken, time until my speech golden. Keep a heavenly flow, that yoga flame got my teeth smoking. Never will I be duplicated. They ask me cautious where you been, I say through hell where I sat back and recuperated. My aura's lava red illuminated.
Showtime. Hey, what's up? It's your boy, Big Mike Raider. Hey, and we're back at it, man. I haven't seen you guys in quite a while. It's been like a week, this little brief hiatus. Not really much going on in them Raider streets, guys, but I'm here to talk Q&A. I want to talk about what's going on from the beginning of the offseason till now. I'll give you my take on what I think is going to be the starting defense this year up to this point as I see it. Pretty interesting stuff. Guys, we got 6 in the chat. I want to hear from you guys. It's going to be very interactive. Good to see you guys. I see AR in there, man. Appreciate you. I know that it's late out there in Australia. Thanks for popping in, man. Cloud9 Entertainment, salute to you. Slicky Raider, Sean Johnson, Anthony Estrada. What is good, everybody? Hey, if you guys, this is your first time checking me out, it's Big Mike Raider, writer and contributor for Planet Raiders. And guys, there's really not much to talk about, but I do want to, excuse me, I do want to talk about what we've done up to this point as far as off-season acquisitions, starting from free agency, what we did in the draft, UDFAs, things like that, and let's give a grade on it. And I'm gonna go off the top of the head. I don't want to look up too many things. I want to get an interaction with you guys. I want to make sure that you guys interact and let me know what you guys think. Let me see. Let me jump in. Jamal Williams, what's good? What's good, man? Salute to you. Salute to you. Like I said, we're gonna talk about this offseason up to this point so far. The Raiders, it seems like they're going with the youth movement, as you guys know. We stocked up a lot on in the draft, and it's pretty interesting, man. I mean, let's see what we got here. I got the not the depth chart, but it kind of a projected depth chart. And let's go with it. It says, let me see what else we got. AR, he says, what's up, fam? Big Mike, I'm up at 5:30 a.m. to pop in. Top of the morning to you, bro. I don't know what time it is out there, but I'm pretty sure it's got to be like super early or super late, one or the other. But hey, thanks for popping in first thing in the morning, man. Cloud9 Entertainment says, super excited, Big Mike. A lot of leaders in this class, B+. Guys, you know what? I agree. I agree that the draft, we got about a B+. I give it like an overall 87 grade. I think we did really well. I think we did even better with the UDFAs. McClendon Curtis is going to be a guy who's going to steal the show at guard. I think he's going to end up being a starting guard when it's all said and done. Drake Thomas at linebacker, we might be seeing him coming in, coming out. He's going to make this squad. Adam Plant Jr., shout out to him. We did a great interview last week. I think he has the motor to take that second backup edge spot. I think he has the right mindset to do so. I think we're going to run with a youth movement this year, and I really hope that that's the case. You heard AR, man. Run up those likes, guys. Run up those likes. Like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Let's see what else we got here. Sean Johnson, my guy, what's going on, bro? Does it feel like we're headed in the right direction, building for long-term success? After this draft, I agree with you. Now, let's kind of rewind just a little bit, right? What they did in the in free agency, we are kind of like, I don't know what's going on. We got some kind of I wouldn't say bargain basement, but definitely some guys that were like more cost effective, guys that aren't going to wow you as far as being those stars in the league. But we got guys that we needed. It's kind of building blocks starting from the bottom up is kind of a rebuild, but to be honest, we have the offense that is not quite a rebuild. It's very interesting where we're at as far as that goes, right? But in the draft, I think that we hit a home run. We got a B+ overall. And I kind of want to talk about before we go ahead, I kind of want to give you my take on who I think the starting defense is going to look like according to as I see it, guys, how I would like to see it. So let me jump more of these comments. Guys, throw some questions out there. This is a Q&A. I want to see what you guys, I want to see where you guys are at. I got a B+ so far in this off season. I want to see where you guys' head is at as far as what the Raiders are doing, guys. Commitment to excellence, just win championships. Terrell Etherly, you put that a lot in the comments on my videos, and I appreciate your support. I agree with you, man. And I think this year is the year where we see that happen. And I think this is the year where we start building those blocks for championships, right? We had 12 draft picks. We turned them into 9. If we can go 9 for 9, that's even great. But realistically, if we got about 4 starters with a rotational guy this year, we're good to go. And I think this year is that year where we kind of start seeing that championship being built. It's going to take some time, but I think we're on our way. We're projecting upwards, right? That's kind of what we want to see, right? Sean Johnson says Byron Young going to be a lot better than most people may think. I agree with you. I checked some film on him. Mel Kiper's trip, and he said he had like a 5th round grade on him. Whatever, you have your projections and things like that, but the way the board was people were going off the board, you had to kind of pick your guy at that moment. Same with Aiden O'Connell. Everybody was like, he was a 6th round projection, but you saw that quarterbacks were getting picked, boom, boom, boom. It was Hainer, what's the guy's name? Bennett. It was happening back to back. So it was like, you got to go get your guy. Even DTR got picked a lot earlier than usual. So it was just that time, and I commend the Raiders for kind of feeling out what was going on in the draft and picking their guy at the right time, because he wouldn't have been there in the 6th round. I guarantee you that. Shout out to OLV Raiders Network, my boy Grav. Salute to you. Thanks for popping in, bro. Q&A. That's what we're doing. It's dead in these streets right now, but we're gonna make it happen. Give out the content for everybody. Make sure that we're filling the streets with nothing but Raiders content, no matter what time of the year it is, right? All right, here we go. Anthony Estrada is up. I don't know your grade, but I gave the Raiders a B- C+. Yeah, we filled the defensive spots, but completely couldn't understand why wide receiver. Why? And I guess a backup quarterback. Well, here's the thing. I think that this year, I'm not going to get as far as quarterback goes. I don't think that we have a quarterback in this class that's going to be a generational guy. I don't see a generational guy in this year's class as far as quarterbacks go. You could argue that CJ Stroud might be that. You can argue and say that Bryce Young may be that. But besides that, I don't see generational guys. And that's what we need to stop doing. Is every year you get this quarterback class that comes out and we're like, oh man, this is going to be the next greatest thing. But I don't think that's necessarily the case. We got to really calm down with that. Now, next year, it's going to be a better class. I'm not saying there's generational guys there. People say that Caleb Williams is that guy, but hey, he's got a whole year to either prove himself or his stock will drop. We got to really kind of pump our brakes as far as that goes. I think Aiden O'Connell is a perfect right now situation, considering that we're not expecting him to be a starting quarterback. If he does become a starting quarterback, great. But we got one already. Now, you can say what you want about Jimmy Garoppolo, but he delivers the ball, those short passes, and gets the ball to guys accurately. If you keep him upright, he's good to go. Now, as far as a wide receiver, that just goes into play what kind of offense we're trying to run. If Jimmy Garoppolo can get him to that bubble screen or the short routes, he could take off at any given time. I wasn't a fan of it initially, But after looking at his dribbles and what kind of things he brings to the table as far as speed goes, it's hard to kind of pass up that kind of talent. Third round may have been a reach, but I think that he's going to fit in perfectly with this offense. He's going to make us more dynamic. He's going to free up Devontae Adams. He's going to free up Michael Mayer, whoever's going to starting tight end at the time. It's going to be there's a lot of issues you got to deal with us on offense. We're going to be better than we were last year on offense, especially because we have a quarterback that can run this system well. So I give it a B plus. I get where you're coming from, but to me, I think a B plus is a solid grade for them, and I'm going to remain optimistic about it, man. I think we have the offense to compete this year. Defensively, we'll see, and I'll talk more about the defense shortly, guys. Low key, I like that Nesta J. Silvera. He looks like a big, nasty. Yeah, I agree. Gives me Tommy Kelly kind of vibes. Yeah, I agree. I think that he's a Raider. He looks like a Raider. He carries himself as a Raider. Now, if we can get him in there and he can start knocking heads and stealing some spots, he can find his way on the start on this 53-man roster. You never know, man. I'm gonna go over the depth chart that I found here on shout out to rlads.com. It's not a official depth chart, but it has pretty much our guys from top to bottom, and I'll kind of go over that and see where people kind of land and see where we're as far as that goes. Salute to you. Let me see. I'm kind of getting behind with that. Let me see. It says I like that they were addressing the trenches need fresh pass rushers going against these AFC West quarterbacks. I agree. When we picked up Wilson, I was kind of like, oh man, we Jalen Carter was on the board, but the more I think about it, I'm like, Wilson is kind of more of the safer pick as far as you're going to get some production out of in the long term. Now, Wilson, he is dealing with that foot injury, but I think he's going to come back and he's going to be okay. But as far as Jalen Carter goes, there's been that talks ever since he's became, a pro prospect that he doesn't like the game of football. His motor, he's real cold. His motor's cold. There's a lot of things going on in baggage and things like that. So I think that getting a guy like Wilson is going to be beneficial to us, especially because Chandler Jones is not going to be around after this season. He can learn behind Chandler Jones. You can put him in a NASCAR package. You can see how versatile he is just depending on what he brings to the table. You can even put a Chandler Jones at an outside linebacker depending on what kind of defenses you run. There's things that you can do now. As opposed to having Jalen Carter, he's just kind of like that guy that can fill the three technique and not really as versatile as a Wilson, or as you can't be as versatile as with the pieces you do have. So I think it, in hindsight, kind of looking back at it, I think this was a solid pick. But you guys, I don't know. You guys let me know. I know a lot of people are still kind of sour about that, but I think that we did need those pass rushers, and I do like the bookends in the future with Max Crosby on one end and Tyree Wilson on the other. It could be one of the best duos in the league, possibly. That has that kind of potential. Let's see. Sean Johnson, he goes, I would like them to attack more in the linebacker room and one more cornerback. And that's what I'm going to get into. I think personally, I don't think we necessarily need one more corner. I think that we are okay at corner. And now I'm not saying that we don't, I wouldn't like to get another corner. I just think that we don't need one. I think that we have solid depth enough to get through this season and what we have. I think Jacorian Bennett is a steal in this draft, and I think he's going to end up being a starter. Duke Shelley and David Long Jr. kind of being that rotational piece. It's pretty good. It's not the greatest in the world, but I think we can rock with that. You got Brandon Faison too, who could be a piece that's depth wise. You also got Amik Robertson, Nate Hobbs. If you throw him on the outside, I don't think this is a terrible corner room. As far as linebackers go, we absolutely do need linebackers, but something tells me that we're okay with what we're going with at the linebacker room, considering that Isaiah Polamalu might be that converted safety in the linebacker. He put on some weight apparently. And I think they might be rolling with that. It would be interesting to see. I don't know. It's interesting why they didn't attack the linebacker room like the way that we thought they were, right? We thought we were going to get one or two linebackers. You look at all of our what is that? The draft our mock drafts. Dang, I couldn't think of that word. Mock drafts. When we were doing all our mock drafts, we were getting like, two linebackers at a time. So it's interesting to see from there, who they draft and who they didn't draft, what kind of vision they have for this defense. It's pretty interesting to see. How do you feel about our linebacker room? So, I think that we do need a couple more pieces. I think we need one more piece. I want to see if Polamalu can be that linebacker that's converted from a safety. That's what it seems to be. I don't know. It seems to be that might be the case. I don't know. It's interesting to see that they didn't attack that linebacker position the way we all thought that they should have, but we'll see. If Polamalu can be that linebacker that they're saying, after you added that 20 pounds, we might have something special. Crosby, Wilson, Willis, Plant at defensive end with Jones in and out linebacker. Yeah, I see that. I could kind of make a case for Willis not being around either. Willis is great. He's a good rotational piece. He has a great motor, but he is a little bit older. So if we are going that whole theme of going with the youth movement, we keep a Malcolm Kuntz instead of a Willis, which I honestly don't see, but you can make a case for it, right? Because they have been sticking with these youngsters, and Willis is kind of a vet at this point. I think he's about 26, 27 years old. But I think Plant will make this team as our backup defensive end. I really have a feeling that that's the case. Van City Raider, my boy, Canadian Destroyer. He says this team was on the upward trajectory to the moment we let go of Derek Dallas Carr. Yeah. Well, I don't want to talk about Derek Carr too much, but I will wish him the best in New Orleans. And we do have a quarterback now that can run the system. And you'll see that this offense is going to be better than it was last year. Jamal Williams, he goes, Byron Young had the second most pressures in the SEC. That's what we need from our defensive tackles. I always say, man, you're going to get your defensive players from the SEC. Those are the guys, those are the true dogs. Those are the guys that are going to end up being dogs for you later on. Byron Young, I think he's gonna deliver. I think he's going to deliver well. I think it's going to take some time. To me, I think that Neil Farrell Jr. has something to prove. This is my guy. I think that he's going to end up being a starting guy. I think Tillery's going to be in that rotation as well. I think that Bilal Nichols might be getting either shipped or have to renegotiate a contract post June 1st. There's a lot of guys that we could still save some cap space by getting rid of them. And I think that Bilal Nichols is one of those guys that might not be seeing this be on the squad by the time training camp hits. So and then plus you do have Byron Young that might be in that rotation. So even more so, you might not have a Bilal Nichols that's going to be around for training camp. Let's see who else we got here. We got Butler and Farrell's been put on notice after the draft. If neither of those two cats show enough progression by the end of the preseason, I can see one or both getting cut. I agree. I will say that Farrell, he's dropped some weight. He's shown flashes of brilliance with his I don't know if you guys have seen my film on him against the Jaguars. I believe it was like week 9 last year. He won. He was nominated one of the top rookie defenders by PFF. He had like a 76 PFF grade. And he had a great game. So he shows flashes of brilliance sometimes. And I think with him losing some weight and becoming more nimble possibly and showing more power, I think that he could be the guy that we need him to be this season. It remains to be seen. But yeah, he's definitely put on notice, and I think he already knew that with the talks. Probably saw what the direction that the Raiders were going as far as who they're going to pick in the draft and things like that, who they brought in for top 30 visits, and he probably looked himself in the mirror and was like, "Okay, I gotta fix myself. I want to be a mainstay on this team. I don't want to be a rotational piece. I don't want to be a cut casualty when it comes to dropping down this roster to 53. So you might be right. As far as Butler goes, I'm not really too sure about him, but I can speak on Farrell that he's ready to go, man. He's absolutely ready to go. All right. Here we go. Let me see what else. Okay. Trying to get everybody's comment. Let me see. So yeah, Anthony Richardson. So when I did mention those quarterbacks, I knew somebody was going to mention Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson is a boom or bust product. He had one season with Florida, and his accuracy was horrible. Let's just be honest. He threw for about 53%. Yeah, he took off and ran for like multiple runs for over 40 yards, which is great. Okay, cool. Your athleticism is off the chart. But can you sit in the pocket and throw a shot? And that remains to be seen. Can he throw a shot? I don't know. His accuracy doesn't show that he can do that. Now, he's very green. Now, as far as probably putting him out there to, right away, I don't know. I wouldn't do that. But the Colts are kind of in a situation where they really have no choice. I might eat crow on that one, but I think that Anthony Richardson is a boom or bust. And I don't know. I would say in about 3 or 4 more years, you might not even see him as a starting quarterback down the line. So that's just how I see it. I've never been a big fan of Anthony Richardson. His athleticism is great, but that's kind of where I stand with Anthony Richardson. Cloud9, he says, do you believe who will return punts and kicks, Tucker, Carter, or Dorsett? I'll tell you one thing. That's a 3-headed monster you don't want to deal with either way, right? So I'm going to say that we're going to start with probably Carter. You might see Carter at kickoff and Tucker at punts, or one or the other. Dorsett, it's going to be tough for Dorsett to make this squad. I'm not going to lie to you, man. This is it's a stacked receiver room. They might save a spot for Dorsett to be a special teams guy, to be that returner, but I'm not sure. I don't know where he fits as far as being a like one of those 6 receivers on our team. We got like 12 receivers on the squad right now, so it's going to be a lot of competition. I don't know what they're doing as far as their vision for that goes, but Dorsett is a little bit older. He does have the speed, so he's going to be in for quite a competition battle when it comes to camp. That's for sure. Let's see what else we got here. Let me see. Trey Tucker with that speed on a safety or linebacker. Goodbye, Raiders touchdown. Yeah, all you got to do is get him a bubble screen or a little drag route. He's taking off, man. And one comparison I heard is Tyreek Hill. I mean, if he could be anywhere near Tyreek Hill, we got something special, guys. We already got a solid tight end who might be that guy. We're talking about Pro Bowls down the line. And then now we got Trey Tucker, who his speed speaks for itself. He runs a 4.3, something like that. Like, his speed is ridiculous. So, hey, we might have the beginning of something special on offense. So let me see what else we got here. I'm hearing Isaiah Polamau went from 200 to 225, and he's 6'4". I think they want to move him in the box as a hybrid linebacker. What's your thoughts? I like it. Like I said, I love it. I love that idea. Versatility seems to be the trend for this defense and Patrick Graham. Hopefully Patrick Graham doesn't get scapegoated, and if he doesn't get the job done and gets the can at the end of the season. But Polamau as a hybrid, like kind of linebacker / safety, it's perfect for me. I like it. I think that he can do some damage at that position. He's very speedy. I loved him at USC. I think that he can do damage, and he'll find his spot at the linebacker rotation if given the opportunity, because considering we do have a thin linebacker room. So if he's given opportunity, I think he's good to go. And 6'4", 225, these linebackers aren't as big as they used to be, so that's almost prototypical these days, right? Let's see who else we got here. We got AR. He goes, Carter was a gamble. We're not in a position to be able to make. Yeah, absolutely. And I think the front office knows that, and I respect their decision. I see where they were going with by passing him up. is not what we wanted to see at the moment, but it's the smart move. It's the smarter move and the safer move to go with the Tyree Wilson at that point, considering that Tyree Wilson in some mock drafts, he was picked to go number 2. He was, the second overall over a Will Anderson. So guys, we got somebody special here. We definitely got to do that. Let's go, Nation. Halfway there. Subscribe to my brother, Big Mike Raider. Guys, we got 19 in the chat. Make sure each and every one of you like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Big Mike Raider. I haven't said that in a while, guys. I feel like I haven't been around in a minute. It's dead in these streets, man. It's dead in these streets. So, we definitely, I'm gonna bring the content to you guys as much as possible. But hey, Thursday, we got the schedule dropping. We found a little bit of nuggets today that we will not be going to London or Germany. Guys, what week and what game do you foresee? Name a game. Give me a prediction of a week. Where do you think we're going to be playing? Who's going to be your favorite matchup this year? I personally think we're going to see the Jets early in the season, and we're going to see him on Monday night. They want to line us up with Aaron Rodgers at home. He kind of, there was talks that he was going to be a Raider and things like that. There's a storyline behind it. And I think that we will get a Monday night or a Sunday night game versus the Jets. You guys let me know how you feel about that one. Can one of these hybrid guys just be a guy that works out? Yeah, Diablo, Masterson, Polamalu, Bernie. I don't care who it is. Just one of these guys be the guy. Yeah, I gotta give props to Wasted Talent, man. He says pick the guy you want, right? If you want a linebacker, pick a linebacker. If you want a safety, pick a safety. I get that, right? I get that whole idea. I'm kind of leaning to that as well. But if we have guys that can do a little bit of both, and it can be effective, then I'm okay with it. So far, Diablo's been, I wouldn't say a miss. I wouldn't say it's a make. It's all the verdict's still out, right? Masterson, I think that he's more of a straight up middle linebacker. Polamalu remains to be seen, and Bernie remains to be seen as well. So I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna like poop on the whole situation from the jump. We just got to be patient. It's not going to be a, overnight, oh, this guy became a Pro Bowler. That's just really not how it works. And if we do get something like that, it's going to be one in a very large amount, right? It's not going to be like every guy is going to be that special guy. But it remains to be seen. We'll see how it works. Next time, I would say that, if you want a safety, grab a safety. If you want a linebacker, go ahead and grab a linebacker. That is the best policy. That is the safest policy. But Patrick Graham likes versatility, so that's what we're rolling with so far. Dominique 5, what's up with you, man? Thanks for pulling up. We are doing a kind of a Q&A. I'm kind of, getting in with everybody, kind of getting a feel on what they think about this offseason so far. I think so far we got a B+ in the draft. I think I'd give maybe a C+ for the offseason as far as free agency goes. So overall, I give this maybe a B-. Is not the ideal situation where we want it to be, but we are building from the bottom up. And next year, we got a ton of cap space. We can make things work. And we if these draft picks do work, we're working with a cheap defense with draft picks. We can bring in some veterans and bring in a whole bunch of guys that can bolster that defense next year. And we'll have a lot of money off the books as far as dead cap space goes. So this building blocks, guys. Maybe, this year I think we can compete. I'm not going to lie to you. I would say that we can be I'm not saying we're going to win a division. Last year I was big on us winning division, but this year I think we can compete for a wild card spot. I don't see why that can't be the case. But next year is going to be on as far as considering how much cap space we do have, free agency and things like that. We definitely got to hit a home run, man. Next year is going to be our year for sure. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Shout out to LV Maximus, my big bro. What's going on? Thanks for pulling in. Thank you for pulling in. It says some of the JJ talk, your thoughts about it. Yeah, he's probably nothing over 10 million, but for sure earns a handful bag and a little more after last season proved he deserved. Yeah, I would say that here's the problem, man. Running backs in general are looking for that payday at the 5th year mark, or 4th year mark, which is problematic considering that those even star running backs are on the back end of their prime at that time. And owners, teams know this, that, hey, chances are this guy is on the back end of his career, back end of his prime. So it's problematic to pay a running back a big bag at that moment. This is what I would like to see down the line. I would like to see whenever the collective bargaining agreement is around and they renegotiate this, I would like to see kind of staggered, not a uniform like at the 4th year mark for everybody. Everybody's going to get paid or is eligible to get paid. I want to see running backs and even linebackers. I would like to see that the 2 or 3 year mark get to that point where they can negotiate for a bag, because when you wait to the 4 or 5 year mark, these owners are like, we'll put you on the franchise tag, and then they'll put you on the franchise tag, and then if you don't deliver, they'll ship you. If you do deliver, they're like, okay, so we got you for the cheap. You've already given us 5 years. You're already 25, 26 years old. We can move on to somebody younger. And, in the case for Josh Jacobs, that might be the possibility. Now, do I think it's fair? Hell no. I think that Josh Jacobs deserves the bag. But here's the picture, right? Here's the big picture. You got Saquon Barkley asking for a bag. You got Josh Jacobs asking for a bag as well. And you're looking at guys who got bags before then, like Dalvin Cook, like a Henry, like a Aaron Jones. Those guys got their money already, but they can't stay upright. So that doesn't help the Jacobs, the Saquon Barkleys in the negotiating room when it comes to asking for that big bag. Now, on the flip side, you got Josh Jacobs, who is not trying to break the bank. He's not trying to reset the market or anything like that, but he is asking for, what he believes he deserves. Now, do I think that the Raiders are going to give him what he deserves? I think eventually he will. I think that they're going to get past they're getting past June 1st. Once they get past June 1st, and possibly we see Hunter Renfrow get shipped or whatever's going on with Hunter Renfrow, either renegotiate these contracts, the Bilal Nichols, the different guys that you can get rid of and save a lot more money, right? After that, then we're talking about negotiation table. And I think right before camp, we're going to see Josh Jacobs get his deal. And I see somewhat for a 3-year deal. I would love to see a 4-year deal with top loaded up in the front, loads of incentives in the back end. And he'll get what he deserves. And I think on an average, probably about $12.5 million. I think that's kind of where he is right now. And I think it's smart. But here's the thing. Like I said, got the Giants and the Raiders. They're kind of on the same frequency. Who's going to blink first kind of deal? If Saquon Barkley gets his money, you're going to have to pay Jacobs just a little bit more, considering that Jacobs is a lot more reliable, right? Barkley, he's a generational talent, but can't stay on the field when it's time to deliver. Last year he showed that he can, but before that he didn't. So it's a blinking contest, right? Who's going to blink first? And if Saquon Barkley gets the money, you're going to have to pay Josh Jacobs just a little bit more. So it's a tough situation. It's a really shaky situation, but in the long run, I think that Josh Jacobs is going to end up getting his money when it's all said and done. Guys, we got 25 in the chat. Make sure you like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Guys, we're almost at 800 subscribers. We're on a road to 1K. We're getting real close. Guys, and I can't do it without you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you guys who have supported me up to this point. You guys can be watching any other channel in the world, But you guys are here with Big Mike Raider, and I appreciate that, guys. I appreciate that. Let's see. Brandon Oliver, he says, what's good, Big Mike? I subscribed and came across you when you were on with Docs, Wasted Hammer, and Andy. Hey, thanks for pulling in. Hey, and thanks to my boys for giving me a chance to rock out with them and talk some ball with them. They're like my brothers now. Like, those are guys that I talk to every day at this point. Solid folks, man. And it was a good time. It was a great time at Barcode Burger. I had a blast with the boys all weekend. Just a good time, man. Good folks, good vibes, everything. And it was just a good time all across the board, man. But hey, thank you for your support. I appreciate you. Al's Ghost, salute to you, man. Salute to you, bro. Let's see what we got here. David Bigelow, he says, I like our interior defensive line rotation. Yeah, it's low-key pretty good. Now I'm going to read you the kind of who we're dealing with as far as the interior defensive line, right? They have Jerry Tillery, Bilal Nichols. I don't think he's going to be around, like I said. Adam Butler, he might not be around either. Neil Farrell, Matthew Butler, Byron Young, our young rookie. Nesta Jade Silvera, young rookie. John Jenkins, the grizzled vet, right? Those are the guys that is pretty much in that defensive tackle room, and it's not bad. It's not bad considering that these are a bunch of youngsters, and we have sprinkled in there some vets, right? We do have a Bilal Nichols who, like I said, I don't think he's going to be around, but if he is, you know, he could be that leader of that defensive tackle room. Jerry Tillery is a vet as well. And, you know, we still knock him for what he did against the Rams and things like that. But before that, he was playing very well. So, you know, give him another chance to show what he can do. I'm all for it, right? And then you got John Jenkins, the 35-year-old vet. You know, who knows if he's going to still be around. But if you get like a Nesta Jade Silvera and those youngsters, was Byron Young, and then and kind of put him under his wing, show him the way, show him how to be a pro. I like it. I really do. That interior defensive line rotation is pretty solid, David Bigelow. And salute to you. Thanks for pulling in. Thanks for your support. I would like to see Trey Tucker become what Ruggs was starting to look like as our deep threat, but his returns to be deadly for us. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to seeing Trey Tucker. I think he's going to be something special. I think it's going to be a steal for us. Raider Nation Drinking Club Thor, my boy. What is good, bro? Man, you know, sorry for missing you in Vegas, and thank you so much once again, you and your family, for showing great hospitality. The barbecue was slamming, the food was great, the vibes are great, man. Thank you once again. Yeah, I appreciate everything, man. Let's see. Anthony Estrada, yo, let's go Lakers tonight. We win, knock out the champs, going to Western Conference Finals. But damn, this Lakers team is so inconsistent. One game could play best game of the season next, and then they don't. Yeah. You know, I'm a Lakers fan. You know, I'm all about the purple and gold. I don't see them winning this game tonight because they have shown historically that they just don't finish games. They don't finish series. They're going to let this thing go 6 and go back home to LA, and we'll finish it off right there. But they got to finish it off. If they give the Warriors too much life, they can come back and win this thing and take us to 7 and take it home, man. So we got to finish it. I don't see us finishing it tonight, but in LA, it is a must that we finish it in LA for game 6, guys. If you guys care about that kind of thing. Giovanni B, thanks for pulling in, man. Thanks for pulling in. All right. Oxnard Rob, first time on this channel. Good stuff, my man. Keep doing what you do. Hey, appreciate you, man. I'm right like down the street, up the street, across the street. I'm in Oxnard myself. Hit me up whenever you want, man. Hopefully you're a cool dude as I am as well, and we can talk some ball, talk Raiders, all kinds of stuff, man. Let me know. I'm right around the corner from you. Oxnard, man. Oxnard. There you go. Hey, AR will tell you, man. AR will tell you. That's my guy right there. Jamal Williams, I think Amari Burney will surprise folks. He made a lot of plays on that Florida defense. Yeah, I think so too. I think that was probably one of the bigger steals out of this entire draft. We had a few steals. I think that Jacorian Bennett was an absolute steal. I like Christopher Smith. I think that he's going to end up being on he's going to end up seeing some time for us on this defense. But yeah, a lot of people aren't talking about Amari Burney. I think that he can be that guy that can come in and hit this rotation for the Raiders. Guys, now with that, I want to show you what I think is going to be our starting defense. Now, Patrick Graham, he runs a lot of different types of defenses, but what I've noticed that he runs a lot in is the nickel defense. Now, he has a variation of the nickel. Of course, he has the 2 linebackers. He has 4 down linemen, but sometimes you'll see 3 safeties out there. Sometimes you'll see a nickel corner out there, a 5th corner. Sometimes it will be in a dime package where we have 6 DBs with 4 corners, 2 safeties, things like that. But for the case of this right here, for what I see traditional, what the Raiders run is that nickel coverage. This is kind of what I see our defense looking like. I will show you guys right here. Guys, this is what my defense looks like right here. Let me make it a little bit right there. Let me drop Jamal's comment right here. So here we go. This is what the starting defense looks like to me. In my eyes, you guys feel free to disagree or agree. I like it right here. Of course, we got Crosby, Tillery, Neil Farrell. I think Neil Farrell's going to start. And then we got Chandler Jones. Now, Chandler Jones and, of course, Wilson might be interchangeable. But I think that Jones, for right now, he's going to be the starter. And depending on what kind of package we're looking at, whether it's a NASCAR package and obvious passing downs, we'll take a Neil Farrell out. And then we'll, in place, put a Wilson, switch Jones with Wilson, or we'll kind of mess around with it, right? We'll put Wilson at the 3 technique. We'll put Jones and Wilson kind of next to each other. Crosby on that front line. It's a lot of things that we could juggle around with that. As far as the corners go, I like Hobbs on the outside. And I like Jacorian Bennett on the other side. I think Hobbs is going to show that he's good enough to play that outside corner. Yeah, you could say that Hobbs could be in the nickel spot, and you could put a Duke Shelley in there. You could put a Long Jr. in there. You can kind of, and that's what my point was earlier, was saying that this secondary, this corner room is not as bad as we think. It's pretty, we got a good amount of depth, and I think we can roll with that, guys. AR, yeah, I'm saying Bennett over Duke Shelley, man. I think Bennett has the bigger upside, but he is a good rotational piece. In a dime package, we could see both Shelley and Bennett in there, depending on what we're running. But yeah, that's kind of how I see. This is how I want it to be. Now, I'm not saying this is what it's going to be. This is how I want it to be. I want to see more of the youth getting the reps in and getting sharper, getting better. Here's a surprise, guys. Chris Smith, he is a safety, but he can also play the slot corner position. We can kind of mix things up. We have a 3-high safety. We can run that if we have Chris Smith out there. Trayvon Merrick can also play the slot corner. You can interchange him with the free safety, Chris Smith, or the strong safety. Kind of switch Merrick and Chris Smith out. Epps, he's going to probably be a mainstay. You want him at that strong safety position. But I like those 3 safeties out there because you have a lot more room for versatility as far as how you run that nickel coverage. You can have a 3-back safeties and things like that. You could put a corner in there in certain situations. You could put Hobbs at the slot, and you could put Shelley on the outside. It's interesting. That's kind of where I'm seeing it right now. I would love to see it. Now, starters don't really mean anything, right? It's all about what the rotation is going to look like, who's going to get the majority of the snaps and things like that. We have the depth to put in all kinds of people in there to make things happen, right? So that's kind of how I see our defense being ran as far as the nickel coverage goes. Now, I was looking more into, are we going to run a 4-3 or a 3-4? it doesn't look like with the personnel that we have that we're going to go a 3-4. I think we'll go 4-3 as far as that goes. But most of the time we're in nickel coverage anyway. That's just the way of the league anyway. So that's how I see it. But you guys let me know. I'm sure you guys are going to disagree. There's all kinds of combinations, and there's no wrong answer at all. That's just kind of how I see it. Let me see. Let me jump into these comments. Bennett is so sound from what I've seen on film. Me too, man. Bennett is no joke, man. I'm telling you. AR says Bennett over Duke Shelley. As of right now, yes. I think that's going to be a battle in camp, and I would like to see Bennett get that starting spot. I think that, the confidence and the upside it benefits a young corner. It benefits any young player coming out of the draft and being able to come in there and get the majority of the reps. That's what you want anyway from your draft picks anyway. You have to be more invested in the guys who you picked up in the draft because you have them more long-term rather than a Duke Shelley who you only have for a short amount of time. So I think that Bennett should, if in an ideal situation, Bennett takes over the starting spot and is that mainstay right there, because that's what we need. We need continuity on the defensive side. So that's kind of how I feel about it. I think they'll leave Hobbs on the outside. Would have preferred him to go back to nickel, but we don't have many corners that have the ideal size over 6 foot to compete with the bigger receivers. I agree too, and I think Nate Hobbs is going to show that he does belong on the outside. He's going to show that he can do that. I think Trevon may be on the outs more than Renfro. That's interesting. You might be right. If he doesn't deliver, we were talking about this last week that Trayvon Merrick can also play the slot position, the slot corner position as a safety. He can also do that. I would like to see him be a little bit more involved. He's always been that kind of center fielder, not really moving around, and he doesn't really make many plays. I want to see him do a little bit more this year, but you might absolutely be right, man. You might be right. Murray has this year to show us he can be the player we drafted him to be. Yes, I agree, and I think that hopefully that this year is the year that he makes this happen, or else he will absolutely be gone. But this is his second year in the same offense, in the same defense, so we got to give him the benefit of the doubt. You can't just let somebody like him, who has an upside, still walk at this point. This is only his third year in the league and the second year with a defense. So continuity is key. So I'm going to give him a chance to show what he can do for sure. He has 2 years development now, his time. Same with Diablo and Hobbs. Diablo's the same way. We got to kind of give him a little bit more. We kind of have to give him a little bit longer leash to see what he can do this year. This is his second year in the same defense. Hopefully he can stay upright because over last year he couldn't. So we got to give him the benefit of the doubt. He played okay. We need to see better coverage from him. Tackling, he did his job as far as tackling goes, but as far as coverage, he needs to show more as far as that goes, guys. Let me see what else we got here. Anthony Estrada says, man, speaking about defensive Chandler Jones, I hope he has a bounce back season, because when he came from Arizona and 5 sacks in week 1 in Arizona, we need that. Yeah. Now, I will say this, Chandler Jones will benefit from having a Tyree Wilson to kind of take a lot of those snaps from him. You put Chandler Jones and down the line, I have him starting. That's a week 1 situation, but somewhat, if you look at down the line, week 8, week 9, you might see Tyree Wilson in that spot, and not because Chandler Jones is injured, is because, well, he's a grizzled vet. You don't want him giving the majority of the snaps anyway. You want to see Tyree Wilson out there more than Chandler Jones, and Chandler Jones will benefit from that because his motor. He'll be able to keep that stamina going, put him in a NASCAR package, throw him out there on obvious passing downs. He can come and do damage and give you that production that you're looking for as far as pass rushing goes. So yeah, as far as Chandler Jones goes with the 5 sacks, I don't think we'll ever see that again, but we will see him be explosive if he can be put in a situation where he can come in situational times. That's where I think we'll see his best explosiveness, so to speak. So that's kind of what I think about Chandler Jones. He needs to be on a pitch count at this point of his career. Matt Marinovich, he says, do you know the jersey numbers of our new rookies? Heard Tyree Wilson was number 9. And, of course, our new tight end will be 87. No, I haven't heard of that. But Tyree Wilson at number 9 is dope. I might have to pick up a number 9 jersey. I've always been on the fence about picking like a rookie's jerseys. But I'm like, you know what? He's going to be around for a minute. Why not? I'll get a Wilson number 9. Hopefully that is the case. That is pretty cool having him in a single digit. But if you're wearing that single digit as an edge rusher, you got to bring the heat, man. You can't be on the bench wearing number 9, man. You can't be on the IR or all that, and you have to bring the heat if you're going to be wearing number 9 as an edge. But that's pretty cool. Hopefully that's the case. And yeah, definitely Michael Mayer is wearing an 87. That doesn't make any sense for him not to, right? Intel, what's going on, man? I'm doing good, man. We're talking about the offense, the offseason, the free agency, and the draft at the halfway mark. We're kind of at the halfway mark before the season starts. I gave my take on what the starting defense is going to look like, and we talked just a little Q&A, talking a little Q&A. So, we're not really much to talk about, not any newsworthy things to talk about, but we're definitely talking Raiders ball just in general, man. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate you, man. Jamal Williams, I think I'll get a Wilson and Mayer jersey. Yeah, I think so too. I think I'll get a Mayer jersey. I think that's probably a safer pick. If I had to pick one, I think I'd go Mayer instead of Wilson. I hope Tyree gets another 9 added. 99, I think that's a fire number. Yeah, that double 9, any double number is fire, man. I mean, even like a 66, even as ugly as the 60s numbers are, like that's a pretty fire number. 99 will be cool. Tyree Wilson wearing like a really skinny looking 99, that would be cool. I like that. Mayer 87, yeah, there's no other choice right there. Hope O'Connell is 0. I don't think anybody's going to wear 0, but I would like to see Jacorian Bennett wear a 0. That would be cool. L Matic, what up, Big Mike? I'm waiting on the schedule to see what games I'm going to. Yeah, me too. We only got one more day. Guys, I really, like I said, you guys let me know what kind of games, what games you guys are looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the Steelers game. That's going to be at home. I'm looking forward to the Jets game. That's at home. I think that's going to be a Monday night / Sunday night game. You guys let me know. I think we'll end up seeing the Broncos week 18 at home. Whoop their ass to close the season. That would be perfect. You guys let me know. Does Mayer start? I think he starts. Hooper's going to be that second tight end. And bold take, I think that O.J. Howard is not going to make the squad. And I think our third tight end, I think it could be our UDFA, John Samuel Shanker, a steal of a UDFA. I think he can give Jesper Horsted a run for his money and be that third tight end. So I have Mayer, Hooper, and John Samuel Shanker as our third tight end. You guys let me know what you guys think about that one. Cole Fotheringham, he's still around. I don't think he's going to be around when it's all said and done. And Horsted might be gone as well. So, and O.J. Howard, I think he's going to go look for another opportunity elsewhere to be a tight end too. And I don't think it will be here with the Raiders. So you guys let me know. Been fun, y'all. Time to whoop up some dinner for the wife. Yeah, go ahead and take care of the wife, man. Thanks for pulling in. Hope to see you on the next one for sure, man. Let's see. Okay, all right. So Cloud9 Entertainment, he says Raiders versus Jets. I think that is going to be a Monday night or a Sunday night game. You guys let me know. It's going to probably be a week 4, week 5 type of game where we see him on Monday night or Sunday night. My big bro, Richie, what's up, man? Bucks Nation in the house. Get out of here, bro. Boo. Boo this man. Hey, what's up, bro? Hopefully everything's good on your end, man. Thanks for popping in. This is the only Bucks fan that we love here, man. Give him a hard time, please. This is like my big bro right here. You guys show him some love for sure, man. Says maybe one day they could switch one of these international games to Australia. That would make that would be fire, dude. Hey, by the way, I heard a rumor that they're gonna WWE's going to Australia. So if that happens, man, I'm be like, hey, you got a spot on the couch? I'll come check you out, bro. Well, yeah. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. OJ is gonna go back to the XFL now. Yeah, I think that his time in the NFL might be up. I don't see him making the squad when it's all said and done. Raiders need that Black Friday game in Vegas, all black jerseys, perfect. It'd be perfect. Yeah, you know what? I was kind of disappointed to see that we weren't going to play that Black Friday game. It would have been great to see a Steelers Raiders Black Friday game. That would have been awesome. Fake Pirates. Yeah, you know who the real Pirates are, man. They know the deal. They know the deal. Shout out to you, Matt. Hey, yeah, give my boy Richie a hard time, man. But you know, be respectful as well, man. That's my big bro right there for sure. So, Bucks Nation, come on. Hey, tell him there's only one nation. He's saying Bucks Nation. There's no such thing. It's only one nation. That's Raider Nation, baby. Hey, but it's all right. It's all right. He'll learn eventually. All right, guys, we are wrapping this thing up. We are heading closer to an hour. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. All right. Whatever. It's all right. It's all right. But guys, we are heading towards an hour. We're gonna wrap this thing up. Guys, we got 22 in the chat. Make sure you guys like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Guys, I'm going to answer a couple more questions, and then we're going to head out of here. I don't want to be around for too long. Yeah, get those questions in. I'm going to be around for probably about another 5 minutes, and then we're going to wrap this thing up. Let's see. Let me see. Let's see what we got here. Love to see Jimmy G versus Mahoney 4th of July. Anyone? Whoa. Who's Mahoney? Hey, clarify on that one again. 4th of July. What's happening on 4th of July, man? I enjoyed me some fireworks. I'll say that at the very least. AR is that they've had WWE here a few times. You must be talking a pay-per-view. We had a few house shows. I've been to 3. Yeah, they were saying that they're gonna have like a sort of like what they did with Backlash, like a big event there. Down the line. They didn't have a date or time or anything like that, but that's kind of been the talk as of late. Jack Kenna, salute to you, man. Appreciate you pulling in. Orlando Padilla, what's going on, bro? What's going on? Do we go after Devin White? I think that this front office is not going to go for a guy like that. I don't see it happening. It would be ideal, but you know, I think they want homegrown guys. They're looking for certain type of guys. And I don't think that Devin White is on their radar, to be honest with you, but it would be great if they did so. Let's see. Who's going to be the biggest impact rookie for your Raiders? I'm going to say Michael Mayer, tight end out of Notre Dame. I think that he's going to be probably in the race for offensive rookie of the year. I think he's going to be the first tight end to win offensive rookie of the year. I'm hoping so, right? But I think that he's gonna have probably about 600 yards receiving, probably about 60 catches. I think that he's gonna be a big time target this year for the Raiders. He's already pro ready. Michael Mayer for sure, man, for sure. Guys, hit the like and subscribe for me, man. Hey, appreciate you guys for popping in. Guys, I'm gonna wrap this thing up. Thank you guys for popping in. It was a Q&A. You know, kind of going what I think the defense is going to look like, kind of a off-season in review kind of deal. I'm about to wrap this up. 18 of you guys that are in here, make sure you guys like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Now, with that, I'm going to call it a day. Thank you guys for all the support and the love, and I will see you guys on the next one. We will be talking very soon, but until then, you guys take care. You guys be safe out there. Peace out.
fuck it, I entertain and play along. They claim they the best in the game when I'm the system that they play it on. They copy me, but my pattern is far beyond strange. I sit back and watch my clones play like LeBron James. See, I'm the illest that's walking under the firmament. A pat on the back from me will leave a pumper that's permanent. They pointed and laughed when cautious wasn't doing well. I needed that. First you learn, then you remove the L. Soon after that, you can't be stopped. Get up and go and get it. You gotta activate your hustle if you want specifics. It's no denying me, my flow's terrific. All these candy bars being produced, I guess that may be the golden ticket. My whole life, good and evil, been playing tug of war, but still I remain flyer than Marty McFly's hoverboard. Don't trust the soul, too many stabs in the back. They sleeping on me now, it's time to wake them up from their nap. It's a difference between confusion and undeniable rap. That's why fake they listen and don't know how to act back. Sonic boom, I'm light speeding, trust the haters like scheming. Switch up from good to bad to gremlin type like they night feeding. Rhyming till my teeth broken, diamond till my speech golden. Keep a heavenly flow, that yoga flame got my teeth smoking. Never will I be duplicated. They ask me cautious where you been.